G'day, Richard from Wickerworks here, and this video I'm going to show you how to make a scroll, a cane scroll, often used in peacock chairs, but it's also a very decorative piece of wicker or cane that can be used in many different types of chairs. So there's some made out of cane and some are made out of wire and seagrass or corn. But in this video I'm just going to show you how to do the common cane scroll. One is made out of what they call reed, and the other one will be made out of rattan. So here we go. So what we're going to need to do this job is naturally some rattan. I've got here 5 to 6 millimeter in diameter, and I've got a bit of reed. Once again, this is about 5 millimeter diameter. I've set up a template here so you can see what we need to do. Imagine this being the length of cane. You need to taper off at least 10 millimeter from the edge, which is about 4 inches, to get that nice sort of pointy finish. I've already done this one before, set it up beforehand, so you can just about see it. Probably a bit more here. Just tape it off. It's easy to do it with a stone knife. You might need to give it a couple of tries to get that nice finish, but and if need be, just go on with a bit on a belt sander just to clean it up a little bit. Length of cane, well, it depends on the size of the scroll, but I've given 500 mil, which is about 20 inches. And as I said before, the diameter is 5 to 6 mil or a quarter inch. Get yourself a bit of chipboard or masonite, something that's fairly flat and easy to, you won't shift around on the carpet here, on the bench. You need 2 good nails. Hit that into the timber close as you possibly can, and as you can see with the sketch I've done here, we need to do a little figure of 8 first to lock the reed in, and then slowly go around. You need to kind of use your fingers and assist the rattan going around. If you just pull it round, you find it could split quite easily. So create this circle to the desirable diameter, and then it will finish off around here somewhere or down here, I don't know, and then use another nail just to keep it in place whilst the rattan or cane dries out. What you're going to need is some little brads. That's to sort of go into the side here as you go along, just to hold it in place. And the tools required, well, I use a little preem here just to assist me to pierce a little hole in there to fit the brad in. And then I normally use the pinchers to push the nail into the rattan, or you can use a little hammer, either way. Staining knife naturally to do the tapering, just go along the edge. I've got a pair of pinchers, they just can come in handy sometimes to start off with. Now, talking about starting off, naturally you're going to need to soak the rattan and cane first. With the core, the reed, being a lot more porous than the rattan, you need to soak this in warm water about, I don't know, 15-20 minutes would be adequate. It's a bit trial and error. You need to make, say, 2 or 3 of these just to try and make one good one sometimes. The rattan, same kind of thing, maybe a little bit longer. I'd say 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Once that's tapered off anyway, it's going to be porous on the edge there. As you can see, I've done that one, so it would make it a little bit pliable. But I've had quite a few years experience in this, and I guarantee you I make 3 up to try and get one good scroll out of it. Doesn't always work. So we're going to start straight away once I've got the cane soaked, and then we can show you how we do it. So, yep. Okay, the cane's been soaking, and it's all ready to go. You put it just like that between the nails. I use this little pincher just to go around here, just to bend that bit, and then with 2 hands and using all your fingers, ease this around it now, and keep bending the cane and assist it. Rather, if you just pull it around, you might end up splitting along that back edge. So if you can assist the cane around here, I'm still pushing on the cane and bending at the same time. And when you get to somewhere like this, I use the little preem to pierce a hole somewhere about there. And then with the little brad, as I was saying before, oops, put it in the hole. And you can either tap it in like this, or you can use the pinchers and just squeeze it in. And that way you're not going to damage anything, and that will hold place. Then you continue on round, and you might want to put another brad in there, so I'll do that in a minute. But I think you got probably the right size scroll, and then as I said before, you leave it like this. I get my little hammer and nail, and that's it, and let that dry. And then when you're finished, just pour these nails out. I'll just show you in a minute, and that one's all done. So you can see why I put the nails in there. Obviously one just there, and one's around the back here. So, and then I'll finish off with another one around about here. Depends on what size scroll it is, but if my scroll's got about this size, I'll put another brad around about there. That keeps that shape intact. And then as I said before, once it's all dry, you can pull these nails out, and the whole scroll will stay in one piece. So here's the one we're doing with the rattan. I'm filming this by myself, so it's a bit trickier, but you get the gist of it. You get that kind of little figure of 8 there, and you just gently pour that around. See, I'm glad it actually happened, because it just shows you what can happen if you don't either have it soaked long enough or you haven't assisted it. So that bit there just started to fray. All right, so I'm going to pull that off a little bit, because you can still use it. And as I said, I'm using one hand here, which is not helping, but you still keep going around. You can still form it. But I'm glad it's actually happened, so you can see what can occur, and that's going to continue on. So I would definitely have another go at an attempt at doing one of these. You can get away with it because it's on the back, and once it's nailed together, it will still be quite functionable and look okay, as long as the outer edge of where you're going to see it's going to be still intact. But I'll do this one again, but it just shows you what can occur. Yeah, as I said before, making these scrolls can be a little bit frustrating sometimes, especially when you start bringing the rattan round the nails. So what I usually do is, with that length of cane, taper off one end, and what I do, because I've got a long enough length, I do the other end as well, purely so that if this doesn't work, because normally when it starts breaking, it'll be right at the very beginning here. If it doesn't work, I just turn it over and have a go at this end, because you're going to waste the end bit anyway. So that might be helpful for you, especially if you've not done many of these before. Just give it a go, and as I say, you might be lucky and get one straight away, and it works out really well. But many times you kind of, as I said before, make 3 to get one good one. Okay, once the cane or the rattan is thoroughly dry, it's been a couple of days now, use something flat and metal. You have to remove these now, so put something flat over there, and with the pinchers, pull these out. Oh, that was easy, they come out really good. And there we have it. Just clean those little bits off there. The nails should be really good. And if you're going to have to fit that to the chair. You probably need to wet this a little bit just to bend it over to get a nice shape. But there we have it.